Well, hello again. I've got a couple of items here from eBay that I purchased. I was just going to run through. They must love me at eBay. I get bored. Seeing that they're not expensive items. I think it was a tenner for this, and the thing that also I'm going to show you inside. I think that was just under a tenner, and it was like reams apart. But I'll get them out and I'll fire them up. I'll show you. I'm going to pull you down from there. I've got loads of stuff in my garage, in my shed. I'll show you what I mean. I've tried to put you on top of here because I've got loads of kit and I need to like store. So I'm getting a load of timber and I'm going to like build some shelves and all that. I've got boxes to put kit in and try and organise it a bit better in here, and then I can do like a review thing in here of buying just like bits and bobs of gear and see what it's like. An initial open and have a look at and see what you get for the money, packaging, delivery service, correspondence, if anything goes wrong and I've got to send it back, what they'll like to deal with. Prices, in comparison to different other websites, Amazon, eBay, if you're buying direct, all the rest of it. I just think it's good to have an informed choice, that when you go to buy something, if you can look on YouTube and think, well, I just fancy that, see if anybody's like, see what it looks like in real time, because I remember I was after this bottle for to put my fuel in, like an Nalgene bottle, like a cheap Nalgene bottle, but like a Chinese version. And I went to buy it and I thought, well, hold on, the literage on that, it shows, the volume, the fluid volume shows so many mil. And I escaped myself for a minute. I thought, well, hold on, that's 5 mil, but it's got a hand next to it, and it looks much bigger. So, what appears to be a bigger bottle, in actual fact, you should always go for the literage, the fluid measurement for things. Anyway, I'm drifting on it. I'm going to shift you around and stick you back on here because, it'll be alright once I get sorted. But just for now, I'll stick you back on this mount, and then we'll look down and see what this is all about. Right, well, welcome back. That mount up there is just absolutely no good. Let's face it, you don't want to look at my ugly mug anyway. You want to look at this mug. First, I'll drink from this one. God, it's freezing. Right, first purchased item was this. I'm sure it was only a tenner. Maybe it's, no, it was a tenner including postage and packaging. It was a buy from eBay. And you get this little, it's like a mesh, but it is quite, it's not thin, it's quite foamy. I would say maybe, well, when I say thin, it's maybe like a mil, but it's like padded. Pretty good, and it's alright constructed, there's a nice little draw cord fastener at the top to fasten your pot in. So here's the pot itself. Most people would be familiar with the Lixada brand. Yeah, it's, what is it here? 500 milliliter, so half a litre pot. And you can see there you've got the indications on the side, which is helpful because it marks up to half a litre. It is also marked inside the pot itself, but you can't really make it out that well with this light because it's absolutely pants. Yeah, you can just about catch it there. So you can see it on the inside, and you can see it on the outside. I don't see any harm in that, so there you go. Right, so the lid itself for the pot, nice little drain holes there. It's not a heavy item. I mean, for what it is, I'll pause this in a bit and I'll go and get the scales and I'll physically weigh it. 3 drain holes, nice little handle. I've actually had this on the boil before. I've got 2 of these. I bought it. I just one day I just click basket, buy. I don't know. Anyway, I've got a couple of these, and that does heat up. So whenever I'm out on the ground somewhere, I'll get a little twig, or if I'm obviously cooking something like just boiling water for a brew, I'll have a spoon. So I'll use the spoon to hook it off. If I'm boiling water for noodles and I'm actually eating out of this, which I have done before. But it retains the heat, but it also loses it very, very quickly. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I use a fork to undo that. Yeah, like I said, it retains the heat really well, but it'll heat up quick, and then it dissipates the heat really quickly. So there you go. I wouldn't drink directly from it either because your lips will melt to the top of that. You can buy a little plastic thing. I've seen them on Temu for like 13 pence. I think you can get 3 or 4 for £1 on eBay. It's like a little rubber thing that you sit on top of there that insulates the metal so that you can actually drink it without burning your lips off. I might have a look into buying a couple of them. You know, we're worthwhile. So inside of here I've just got a bit of sponge, thin bit of sponge to help clean it once it's being used. This, which I'll go into more detail in a minute, and one of them collapsible mugs. And now this is a mug, and I know you can drink from this, but let's just see we're using this as a boiling vessel. That gets red hot, like I've said, could burn your lips off. You know, these hold just enough to water one of them instant coffees or instant hot chocolate little sachets that you get. That is just quite fulfilling, you know. And to be honest, I don't actually know what that holds in its entirety, but I think it's just about 275ml on a rough guess, looking at what's in there today. So really, yet again, I should fill that up, pour it into a jug and measure it. So what I'll do is I'll pause this, I'll fill this, tip it into a jug, measure it, and I'll weigh this, and then we'll find out some more information. And this little thing here, I'll show you this, and I'll weigh that as well. So anyway, that's the little collapsible mug there. I think that was £2. Yet again, that was another cheap eBay buy. Them things, you know, I looked at a tuition thing on YouTube on how to make these little Cobra lanyards, and I just got carried away. Just everything got Cobra land, key rings and everything. Right, the next thing I bought from eBay, I think this was just under a tenner. That's including postage and package. You get a little orange bag here with a draw cord, loop fastener, and inside it's a mini titanium stove. So the idea being is you use this in conjunction with you know, tablet formed fuel blocks, hexamine, that sort of thing, and just, you know, it goes out to a triangular shape like this. I will move it when I start setting everything away, but you move it out to a triangular shape. You sit the hexi block, fuel block or whatever in the middle, and your pot guns on top. Weighs next to nothing, packs down to nothing. It's just a lightweight option. I'd imagine this would be absolutely hellish in the summer, or even, you know, like late spring. You know, in fact, what's wrong with using it today? What's wrong with taking that out somewhere and using it today to get a hot cup of tea, hot chocolate, noodles, anything that you can cook in there? I mean, you could, in theory, have anything, beans, anything, whatever. Anyway, I'm not a menu king, so. Right, so I'm going to quickly pause this, go and get my scales so that I can zoom you in to show how many grams it is, and I'll give you some downward shots with dimension. I mean, these things are tiny. I mean, look at that, paying that for reference in the centre of my hand. It's nothing. Right, I'll go and get my scales. Hello, welcome back again. Right, so I went and I filled this jug, and I'm filling the jug, but to me they're easy indicators to read off, and I thought, nah, look, I'll get it there and I'll be able to read it. So that there is 500ml. So first, let's check this little cup. I think I said about 275. So that's near on brim full. You didn't want to be going any fuller than that. That's the mils there. Right, so I'll just bring you in to have a look at this. You see that's right at brim full. That's pretty bad. That adds more light. Right, so as you can see, can you see? Yes, that's pretty brim full. You know, about 10ml off the top. What does it work out as there? That's 400. It's dropped down to 300ml. Bloody hell! So there's only 200 in there. I thought it was 275. So 200ml. Yeah, 200ml you'll get in that cup. 200ml. What's a can of Coke? I think it's with 330 in the average can of Coke. Something like that. Anyway, so now that's now 200ml. Pop that back in there. The next test was scales. I've got myself a set of mini scales here. Just let them get to 0. Grams. So lid, pot. Okay, 208 grams. I don't know if you can see that. I'm on the right place there. 208 grams. 208 grams. That still means not really heavy, that. However, it is what it is. 208 grams. This tiny little thing, I'm not bother bringing you in for to see. This would be harder, probably. Well, that's 15 grams. So, 15 grams. So that's the pot and the holder. 15 grams. Now, what we're going to use for these is actually, here's another plug. The prepper shop was selling these off. These are the French. Ensemble de Chalefoui. I've got no idea. Anyway, they're sealed packages which hold 6 of these fire blocks, and you get these for $1.39. So it's not too bad, but I've just seen you get 8. There's another shop doing 8 hexamine blocks for 99p. So damn! But these are all nice sealed, come in nice packages. Now I bought like 10 packets, and I thought I'll stick them in the cupboard, way out the way, and you know, I'm not intended to mass use these, but it's one of them things I can just gently tick over, and when I see a bargain like I've just seen, I'll invest in them. You know, a tenner here, a tenner there. If you're not doing it all the time, you never really miss it, and you pick up on the bargains and you get things like this. And you know, you stick, worst case, you stick 6 of these in this waterproof sealed packet, 80 grams in your package. You know, all in all, what's that? Including I'm not bothered putting the sponge in, but 330 for all that. 330 grams. It's not going to break your back. So, no, for the sake of it, switch that off. Come on. It. Right, so the idea being is I was going to time it for 1 hexa block, or one of these fuel blocks. I don't know what make they are. They look like is that a French ration pack, or are these the new English that's got also French writing on? I've got no idea. It hasn't even got any other information just apart from that. It's the fact that the danger sign is on there with the word danger. Heating kit, and then it's just got that underneath, so don't know. Anyway, pretty good bargain from the prepper shop. So what I'll do is I'll set this up. I'll put tell you what, I'll put 300ml in it. That gives you a little bit of water to wash it out after you've made what would be a brew for there. And we'll see how long it takes for 300ml. I was going to put 500 in, which is the pot's full capacity to here. And I tell you what, I'll do the 500. I'll do the 500, and that way it's boiling it to its max. So obviously I'll switch off and switch back on, because I'm not going to have it. It could take 10 minutes. There you are. There's your 500ml. Lid on. So we'll crack one of these. I don't know how long these burn for, so it's a good little test as well. So get one of these. It sits just in here, like that. There we go. Right. I'll go and get the stopwatch. You know, one of these days I might have things ready. You can tell I don't do this often. Right. Back again! Right, so I like this. Not very bushcrafty, but you know. Oh, this takes some gun. Right. That. There's your pot on it. Dear me. We'll start the... You know... Nah, go on. I'll start it from now. So that's... There. Stopwatch is now started. The stop's started. Interesting. So what I'll do is I'll bring you back when it's got a rolling boil on, or that thing goes out and I need to put another one on. I never even read the reviews to see how long these things boil for, like how long they burn for. Got to be at least a couple of minutes. I would have thought 3-4 minutes at least. So this is our experiment. So you got stopwatch. 42 seconds and all is well. Fire going. Pot. Right. I will bring you back when it's on a rolling boil. Right. Well. So far it's been 9.5 minutes, coming up to 9 minutes 44 seconds, and using my skewer, lift the lid. Oh, coming on nicely. I will, it starts rolling. That's 9 minutes. No, sorry, 10 minutes and 6 seconds, and we have, I would say, halfway through the block. So for 9 minutes we've gone halfway through the block, and we've almost boiled half a litre of water. Bearing in mind, it's warm in here. I have got the window open for some airflow. It's warm in here, simply because this is burning and it's sheltered. Outside it'll be much colder, there could be a breeze. I mean, I would put a wind block round. So really, this has to be conducted again outside with a wind block, and then without, to give you all parameters. Yeah, it's half a block, 10 minutes, almost there, she said. Right, I'll bring you back when she's rolling, yeah. Well, howdy doody. I would say that's 12 minutes dead, and you can, if I just shut my mouth, you can hear the ferocity of it. That's definitely hot enough for food or a cup of tea, that, like. I mean, it's not bubbling, you know, mountainously on top of the water, but that is scadding. And that's 12 minutes. Now I would say there's about a third of the block left. I'll tell you what. 12 minutes and 44 seconds. Well, if you're in no hurry, I mean, what you're meant to do on the outdoors, just rush everything. If you're sitting there, enjoying the outside, enjoying the views, you know, and it's pleasant enough to wait for a cup of tea. If you're in dire straits and you need to get a hot drink down your neck, then, you know, I dare say you could corral your body round the pot. But I don't think you're going to speed it up anymore. I wouldn't really be. And our weather conditions can change, especially like Northumberland, Wales, Scotland, the lakes. Weather can change when you're up in the hills and all that, so I can't really see it, you know, plan your journeys effectively because it can change. However, you do plan with contingency. So if you are going out in, you know, the likelihoods of from the end of September all the way through, really, to the end of March. The end of March, April, you want to be thinking, Christ, the weather could drop to 0 temps. I've known it to snow in May before. I'm not saying take Arctic gear out at the end of May, that would just be ridiculous. But something like this, you know, for a little day out, brilliant. You know, 330 grams. Oh yes, that's bubbling away. That's 14 minutes dead. 14 minutes. 14 minutes dead. I don't know, can you see it? Am I on there? Yes, there it is. 14 minutes dead by the time I've showed you that. Yes, 14 minutes dead, and it was bubbling away like stink, and you've got a very little left there. So one tablet will bring 500 ml in dry, windless conditions, will bring this water, 500 ml, to an absolute staggering boil within 15 minutes. 14 minutes to be precise. But there you go, you can just see the little bit of tell you what's warmed the shed up. I've got the window open, obviously, because you do need a bit of airflow, because these tablets, I don't know what they're impregnated, how they're made of, but I'd imagine breathing the air in is not too great. So I've ventilated cracked the window open and that for what it is. But yeah, that's there's another test. Handles are okay. Yep, handles are okay. That's not actually that bad, even though obviously I'm passing over the steam. That's not bad. It's, you couldn't grab, but you've got enough to lift. You know what I mean? If I grab and stay on there for a long time, it's a bit warmer. But yeah, there you go. There you go, my lovely. Oh, look at that. There's black soot on the bottom, so there is, sir. Don't know if you can make that out. Yes, quite sooty. So it's more than likely that this burns paraffin, like, or something like that. Oh. 16 minutes and we're still burning. See, we've got very little left now, as you can see. Can you see? Am I in there? There. Don't claim to be an expert film photographer or whatever, filmographer. Yeah, it's on its burnout now. It's on its burnout. 16 minutes 44 seconds. Now this is pretty foolhardy when I'm about to try, but I just think with this being, I'm sure it's titanium. Titanium usually heats up very quick and cools down very quick. No, you're all right there. You're up, so you could, yeah, thank God that worked. But yeah, you can pick that up and move it. I wouldn't like to try that when that tablet was at mid-flow, like. Yeah, you can pick that up and you can move it. Yeah, good little cup there. What I'll do is I'll go back on my purchases on eBay. Shot was eBay. I'll go back on eBay and I'll have a look and I'll copy the link for that, this, the cup, and I'll try and find out. I think I got them from the Prepper Shop direct, but I'll send the link for them as well because they've got that offer on at the minute for hexamine blocks as well. And if you like that sort of thing, I think, you know, the romanticising of fire. You know, there's no better than chilling out next to a fire. Even a little flame like that can bring like a holistic sort of comfort, can't it? I'm talking bollocks now, absolute bollocks. Well, that flame's just about gone. We're on the 18 minutes and 29 seconds. I can't help myself, I'm going to have to put it out. I'll move it to one side. Go ahead, lad. Keep the home fires bored. Keep the home fires bored, man. Aye, tiny. Tiny. Oh, there she is. She's finally gone, and that is 19 minutes. 19 minutes for a block in conditions inside of a sheltered shed. Dry, obviously, warm, no breeze. I'll shut that window now. And I'll open the door for a little bit when I leave the room. But yeah, so 500 ml, 14 minutes dead, boiled, pretty well. 1 hexi tablet, or French ration pack, whatever it was, on this little titanium stove. Boiled that. Very good. 330 grams. See, I'll link all the product prices in, and right. Yeah, they love it to hate it. That's the way. But there you go. I love it, my man. Love it. Thanks very much anyway. Let us know what you think. And I'll continue buying weird stuff and put it on when I'm bored. Thank you very much. Bye.